Happy New Year, everyone. Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel in another year. I'm excited to be here. I hope that you are excited to be here. And let's talk about my update for the year of 2024, moving into the year of 2025. So I always like to start off the video addressing some of the things that I may have said in the previous video or giving updates on those particular things. Number one, I said that I wanted to change my trim schedule. I feel like I've tried to change my trim schedule at least the last 2 years, but I wanted to officially move into getting my hair trimmed every 4 months. So that is 3 hair trims a year. I was just not trimming my hair enough. I started initially at square one, trimming my hair only once a year. And then I moved to twice a year, and now I'm here at 3 times a year. It's just that when I was not getting my hair trimmed as much, there would be damage on my ends, and it would be like, it would build up, and my hair would start to look a little funny. So I just wasn't getting my hair trimmed enough to match my hair routine. I feel like how often you get your hair trimmed has a lot of factors that go into that, and you kind of have to find the sweet spot for you. So for me, I found that getting my hair trimmed 3 times a year is pretty good for my hair. And in fact, you would think you're cutting it more, so you're losing length, but actually I've grown my hair back to what it was when I got it cut. I got a major haircut in November of 2023, and when it rolled around to November 2024, I basically just grew my hair back. Which, is that exciting? No, not really. It's very unsensational to have spent a year just growing your hair back. But yeah, that's where we are. So my hair now is basically the length that it was in 2023, but I feel like it shrinks more. Like, this is a twist out, of course. So twist outs, my hair is always shorter when I wear a twist out, but I feel like my hair shrinks more in its curly state, even though the length is what it was before, if that makes sense. Okay. Other things that I want to talk about from the last video is that I said that I was going to be using just a single shampoo, general all-purpose shampoo. That is working well for me. I'm not experiencing anything where I feel like my hair is super like over cleansed or where I feel like my hair is under cleansed. It seems to be just right for me. And then I also moved into using instant conditioner, or rather what they would call rinse out conditioner, if I am not using a deep conditioner. And I tell you one thing about it, it's cheaper. It's working for me. It's working well. And the cheaper thing comes in the fact that most brands charge more for their deep conditioner. And I was previously using deep conditioner as like my regular conditioner. So I wasn't like deep conditioning with it, but I was using it as my regular like conditioner every time I wash my hair. And so now I go through a tub of deep conditioner a little slower, because I'm only using it when I'm actually going to deep condition my hair. So yeah, that's going well, and I will continue forward with that as well. So in the portion of regimen changes, I kind of already hinted at some of the regimen changes that I made this past year. That was switching to the single shampoo, the general all-purpose shampoo. That was moving to deep condition, like actually deep condition 2 times a month with regular instant conditioner or rinse out conditioner in between. And then another change is I changed how I preserved my hair. I went back to using the scarf to tie down. So in that previous video, I talked about putting a hair tube on, putting a bonnet on top, and then swooping my hair into the bonnet. And while that works, like that's how I do when my hair is twisted, that's how I do. It doesn't provide enough like, what's this, like pressure to like flatten my hair down how I like when I'm wearing a wash and go. So I went back to putting the hair tube on, pulling it back off my edges, tying the scarf nice and neat, removing the hair tube entirely, and then taking the scarfed hair and rolling that into the bonnet. So it just creates that compression that I like for my wash and go. I only do that for wash and goes. I don't preserve my twist out like that. I don't like the way that it flattens it, because this is a created and artificial definition that can easily be lost and can easily be gone if I'm like pressing on it, pulling on it, and stuff like that. So I don't do that. I just put the hair tube on all the way up, gravity style, and tuck the ends in and tuck the hair back down in it, and then just shake it out every morning. This is actually day 2 twist out. And that's how I preserve my twist outs. So a little different, but yeah, I did make that regimen change, which really isn't a change to something new, but more of a change of just going back to something that I used to previously do. As far as product highlights, I don't think it should be a surprise, but Giovanni shampoos and conditioners really did put in the work this year. Those were the workhorses. They held me down. I didn't really experiment or play around with a lot of shampoos. Like, I did do some reviews that included shampoo, so I used the rest of the shampoo after the situation. But really, if I wasn't in that specific situation, it was Giovanni shampoo and conditioner. They held me down through thick and thin, and I'm gonna continue using them moving forward. Ah, crap, the tool highlights. I don't have it. I'm just gonna have to insert some pictures or something like that. But one tool highlight is kind of a stretch of a tool. It's more of an accessory. But the Thumb Jump headbands. Y'all be asking me about these headbands on my Instagram particularly. And you got to watch out for two things. Number one, they do Black Friday. Their Black Friday is not extravagant, but the headbands are included in their Black Friday. And then they randomly do things called a snag sale. So if the headband is like, it's like headbands that have something wrong with them that's not perfect, and they offer a discount for those. And I have purchased almost all of my Thumb Jump headbands except for the crown headband during the snag sale, because I don't mind something being wrong with my headband. I don't care. But yeah, their headbands really aren't, I don't think the regular headbands are expensive full price, actually. Yeah, I don't think they are. But anyways, I like them. I have like a burnt orange color. People ask me about that one because I sometimes will wear clothes that match that one. I have a gray one. The crown headband is brown, and then I think I have a black regular headband. So I think that's all the ones that I own from them, and I probably could stand to get a couple more. I resisted the urge to shop to get some more, but those headbands are so cute. I get compliments on them, so I definitely want to give them like a little shout out in here. And then another tool that definitely has put in a lot of work this year has been the Grace Alea Open Cap. If you're not familiar with it, it is a type of hair tube, but unlike other hair tubes, it is more of a satin material, the type of material that a bonnet would be. And they call it an open cap because Grace Alea is known for making those slap caps, the satin line caps, that you can sleep in or you can wear just out for fashion. I bought my mom one a couple of years ago for Christmas. It was like a knit cap that was like red and really pretty, and then the inside was satin lined, because that's kind of what Grace Alea does. That's their whole shtick. So they make an open cap that is very similar to their slap caps, but instead of closing it out in the back, it's open and it's a hair tube. So I like it because it is a different material from the other tubes. Do I own other hair tubes? Yes, I own quite a few of random ones. My husband owns hair tubes. We use them. But I like that with the Grace Alea cap, I use it to preserve, as I was talking earlier, I use it to preserve the twist outs. I do that same thing with braid outs and bantu knot outs. And then I do use it, again, as mentioned earlier in the video, as a tool to help direct and guide my hair before I tie it down with a scarf if I'm wearing a wash and go. So such a versatile tool. It's been getting a lot of work. And if you guys know of any satin type tubes that may be a little bit longer, let me know, and that maybe provide compression, or I might just be needing to invent something myself. Hey, as far as goals, I don't have any. I'm happy to be here. I don't have any hair goals this year because I grew my hair back to the length that it was before I got the major haircut, right? And when I had reached that length, like right before the cut, I was thinking to myself, is longer hair going to do anything for me? Like, I feel like if you are a natural that's wanting to grow your hair longer because you want to do certain hairstyles or be able to achieve whatever, I feel like once you reach hair that stretches to shoulder length, there is no hairstyle that you can't do. You have length to be able to play around with hair that's maybe blown out and you're doing a stretch style, or you stretch your hair and do so. You have length to play with that. You have a length to play with bantu knot out, braid out, whatever. You have enough length for a ponytail or a bun. You have enough length to pretty much do any natural hairstyle that you want to do once you reach shoulder length, right? Then once you get into the long hair natural zone or long hair natural range, once you pass, I don't know, bra strap length, and I'm not talking about curly, I'm talking about stretch. Once you pass bra strap length stretch, or if your actual curly hair lays on the shoulder like mine and is not raised up here, you're in the long hair zone. And I don't think anyone sits there and goes, that natural's waist length and that one's hip length. And so therefore there's this major difference. I think it's both like, whoa, they both have really long hair. And that's where I had gotten, and I was just like, I'm happy with the length of my hair. There's not any stylistic thing that I can't do with it. I think it still makes a statement when I come into a room, like, whoa, that's a lot of hair, especially when I have worn it in a more stretched state. You can see how much hair there is and see that there's length. So I really, I don't have any length goals. I don't have health goals. A couple years ago, not even a couple, y'all, many years ago, I had severely damaged hair. I am going to make a video talking about the situation with the damage a little bit more. I know occasionally I'll make videos about the damage, and then I'll come back and occasionally make videos about the damage. 2015, 2016, I had really damaged hair, so obviously I had goals to get my hair back to health. My hair is not where it used to be, okay? So I'm just really happy with my hair, and I don't have any major goals, so I guess my goal is to maintain. That being said, there are a couple of like themes to the year, things I'm going to be doing. Number one, I'm going to be finishing the initial base study that I started at the beginning of the last year. So I have one more to go. By the time that this video comes out, I probably will be like deep in it, halfway through. Actually, at this point right now that I'm filming, I'm halfway through with this final base study. So we're on the last base. I'm halfway through filming it. And then by the time this video comes out, I probably will have done maybe 1 or 2 more combos on it. There's usually 6 combos in total. And then the video is scheduled to come out later this month in January. So that's it. That's it for the base study. We're done. We're done. Other thing that I have is that there's going to be a lot of shop my stash going on. I did shop my stash videos in the past. I think I am going to revamp them, maybe make some changes to exactly how I do them. But if you're not familiar, a shop my stash video is when I go into my collection and find the products that are almost done, almost dead, and I put those on queue to be used for the next wash day, and the products dictate how I do my hair. And it's a lot of rapid moving through empties and getting my products down, because the base study created a situation where I have a lot of products that are open. So I have my drawer of products organized where there's tools and stuff at the bottom. In the middle is products that are unopened. And then at the top, there are products that are open, but I'm not necessarily using them at the moment. And then there's like a little basket of the products that I am using for that next wash day, taking it into the shower, taking it into the bathroom 100%. That top drawer with the open but not right now using products is full. It almost never is full when I'm not doing stuff like this base study. So I definitely need to get that down. I need to use through my products, and there are some experimental and fun things I want to do with my hair that are different ways to use some of these products. So I am going to be doing a lot of shop my stash videos, or maybe I'll move through them quickly and I won't do a lot. I don't know. I don't know. And also, I don't know, I'm thinking about doing another round of the base study once I'm done. Now, if I do another round, it's definitely going to be at the midpoint to the end of the year. Because I'm not going to start nothing new if I have tons of products that are open. I'm not going to do that. I'm definitely a first in, first out type girl. Like, I don't like to collect products. So if I do another one, it definitely is going to be later. I think that I want to bring in a couple of more products that you guys associate me with, but I haven't used in a while. Like, for instance, I used to really be nuts and crazy for the Sultanicals Knot Sauce. And I would tell you in the previous videos, oh yes, it works with everything. It works with everything. But did I really I tested it with the products that I use, but I can't say that I've used it with anything like I've tried recently. So I can't really stand 10 toes down and tell you, oh, Knot Sauce works with everything. There is some things that were newer products that I haven't really talked about on my channel much, like the Cake Beauty Curl Cream. I started to use that not that long ago, and I thought it was really nice, but I've never really made any content about it. So there are products, and so I probably will focus on more like creams and leave-ins, since the last one was with gels. I feel like I've exhausted all the gels that I'm excited to try as a base. I've exhausted them all, you know what I mean? Now, more moving into the creams and leave-ins. I know a lot of people are more so focused on the creams and leave-ins these days, and I'm really picky with my leave-ins. Like, yeah. Like, I have for a long time referred people to this really old, dusty leave-in video. Like, go with that video. Like, yeah, I don't recommend nothing else but those things. And I would like to move beyond that. I would like to learn of some other products that maybe are not in that video, that the girls can use. So, but that's all experimental, y'all. I don't really know if I'm really going to do that. But again, happy 2025. I hope that you prosper. Prospero año y felicidad. Yeah, so prosperous year and prosperous and happy new year. I wish the best for you and your hair moving forward.